And then he asks me again, did you meet someone? I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, like, I met someone. And he's like, alright. And, like, gets quiet and, like, backs up from, like, me. But when I said that, why do you want to know? I was still staring off at the basketball court. And he goes, and I quote, bitch, because I already know everything. I still have all your login information. The last thing I hear him say to me clearly is, I'm sorry. He launches at me. At this time, I really, like, got the time to look at my wounds and, like, all the blood, and all I smelled was blood. All I saw was blood. It was the craziest thing ever.
Welcome back to another episode of Crocked Out Conversations. I'm your host, Raheem, and today we got some more TikTok content. This video is going to include 2 story times. I'm not here to waste your time. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more, and let's get into it.
Alright, so I have a very long story for y'all, so it might take 2 parts, but 7 weeks ago, I was stabbed 20 times by my ex-boyfriend. This story does not define me, but it has helped me discover my purpose, and it is to help as many people realize that love can turn obsessive and hurtful, leading to trauma and even death. For more context, me and my ex-boyfriend were together for a year and almost 6 months, and we had broken up due to an altercation that led to us physically fighting. Mind you, this man is 6 feet tall, well, almost, and I am 4'10". He had hurt me pretty badly, and I had realized that I've had enough. I was already dealing with verbal abuse. I was just over it, so I was like, alright, like, I'm really done with him, and I'm gonna move on. But truly, that was my first ever relationship, so I didn't know how to move on from him. I was super attached. He had continued texting me after our relationship. I would answer him because, again, I was attached to him, but when we would text, he would show his aggressive behavior, and I would just be like, alright, like, he's not changing. I'm gonna block you. I'm gonna block you now. So I would block him on text messages, even though he would create fake numbers to text me. Still, I would block those too. I blocked him on Instagram because he had, like, he would continuously call me. And TikTok. So then, the only app I did keep him on was Snapchat, because I don't really check my Snapchat like that, so I didn't really care. Like, it wasn't really an app that I cared about. At the beginning of the relationship, I had given him access, well, my login information to all of those accounts, basically. And I had given it to him because he had told me he was cheated on in the past, so he struggled a lot with trust. So in a way, I was trying to prove myself to him by giving him access to those things. Please never ever do that in your life. Never give anybody access to your personal information in your personal accounts. If someone wants to be in a relationship with you, you guys are just gonna have to build that trust over time. Don't try to make it quick by putting that person on a pedestal and, like, giving them everything that they basically want just to prove yourself worthy. It doesn't work like that. I also don't understand why Instagram, when someone is in your account, Instagram doesn't tell you that someone is in your account. Unlike Snapchat does tell you, oh, like, this person logged into, you know, like, so that would have been really helpful for me. But anyway, July 19th, 7 weeks ago, I was on the phone with my best friend, and we were basically, you know, just chatting it up. And she was talking about this guy, and then I was talking about this guy that I had just recently met. And, like, you know, we were, like, going back and forth on that. And then randomly she goes, oh, well, like, I've been speaking to boy best friend AI on Instagram. Then I'm like, AI. So I was like, all right, I need a third opinion. Let me talk to this AI because, like, yeah. So I told the AI about my situation with this guy, and lo and behold, I got a text message from someone. My heart dropped to my ass, guys. My heart dropped. But then I felt a little more secure once I seen that it was just him asking to hang out. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was in that 1 month span that we had broken up. I did see him like twice or 3 times because I wasn't over him. I was so super attached. Like, I considered him my best friend, guys. He knew everything about me, and I knew everything about him. Or at least I thought I did. And I was just like, okay, yeah, like, let's hang out. Because he was saying this is going to be the last time we hang out because he's trying to move on from the relationship. And yeah. I was stabbed 20 times by my ex-boyfriend 7 weeks ago. Part 2. So, like I had said, I had gotten a text message from you know who. I go to check what it's saying, and it's just him being like, can we hang out? I had agreed to hang out because it felt like just another hangout since like a breakup because we had hung out. I go to pick him up, and he was staying at his mom's house. Right up from his mom's house was a park and a trail. So he gets in the car and he's like, oh, can we go to this one trail? Like, it's low-key kind of far from here, but can we go? And then I was like, well, no, because I'm meeting up with my best friend. Like, let's just go to the trail and park here. And he's like, all right, fine. We get there, and we get down from the car, and like everything's pretty normal. I'm talking to him like things are normal, and yeah. As soon as we step in the trail, he's like, did you meet someone else? Did you do something with anybody else? And I'm like, he read the conversation with the AI. Like, but the last thing on my mind was that he was going to try to kill me. So I was like, can we just talk about this when we're all chill? Because we were supposed to garden, so you know. And he was like, all right. We go up a little further in the trail, and we find this rock. It's a pretty big rock. I sit down on the rock, and then he asks me again, did you meet someone? I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, like, I met someone. And he's like, all right. And, like, gets quiet and, like, backs up from, like, me. And then I'm, like, staring off into, like, the basketball court at the park. And he asks, when? And I'm like, why is this relevant? Like, this has nothing to do with it. Like, and I say that to him. I'm like, why do you want to know? But when I said that, why do you want to know? I was still staring off at the basketball court. And he goes, and I quote, bitch, because I already know everything. I still have all your login information. And read that conversation between you and the AI. I'm like, and as I turn to look at him, he's pulling out a knife. I'm like, okay, like why do you have that? Like, I'm literally like, what the fuck? Like, why do you have that? And then the last thing I hear him say to me clearly is, I'm sorry. He launches at me. I try to run, but he catches up to me pretty fast. And next thing you know, I'm on the ground. Screaming, yelling for help, kicking, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, like, I thought he was missing because my adrenaline was so powerful, I didn't feel a single stab wound. And I'm just like yelling and screaming and like kicking him. And then eventually he like drops the knife. Like because I kicked him, so like I made him drop it. And then I start running for my life. I'm literally like running for help and screaming. And this is when I first looked down, and then I realized that I'm bleeding. So I'm like, shit, like he did get me. We were in the forest. So of course I trip over something. And he catches up to me again, and he's on top of me again, stabbing me. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm just screaming and like doing everything to fight like him off. And eventually he drops the knife again. This time I grab the knife and I start booking it. I start running. I remember I didn't have my phone or my keys, my car keys. So I didn't even care about that. I was just worried about my safety. And I'm yelling and I'm running. How I had the power to do all that, I don't know. But eventually I turn around and I see him running the way we came in through, which was like the opening of the trail. And I'm running towards the basketball court. And I'm yelling, asking for help. I'm just thinking to myself, like, is this really my last day on earth? Like, oh my gosh, am I really gonna die? And then I continue yelling, and then I see someone like yell out, "Hey, are you okay?" And then at that time, I yell out, "No, I'm not." And then, and then like I like lay myself down on the floor. At this time, I really like got the time to look at my wounds, and like all the blood, and all I smelt was blood. All I saw was blood. It was the craziest thing ever, but never did I lose faith. The first thing I did was start praying to God. I started like thinking like my family, like how will they live without me? And I was just like praying. I'm just like, no, like this is not my last day here. Like, no, I'm not gonna die. And then after like 2 minutes, I don't know why it took them that long to get to me, but the like people came up to me and were like, oh, like, who did this to you and all that. I told them, and then the next time I told them was like, please pray for me, please just pray for me. And then they were like, yes, we're gonna pray for you. And guys, I am here because of God. Nobody can tell me otherwise. I am here because I am a miracle of God. God was by my side that whole time. I owe God my whole life. What's also really crazy to me is that that whole time I was awake. I was awake until I got into the surgery room and they put me under anesthesia. Like, so I had to go under 2 surgeries, both lasting more than 5-6 hours. And I have severe injuries like everywhere, literally, well, everywhere. And then like I have my knees, but due to this I have not been able to work. My mom has not been able to work because she's been taking care of me. The only person working is my sister, and she's 16 years old. Me and my family did start a GoFundMe, asking for help from literally anybody, for literally anything. Anything will help. And I am so grateful to just even be speaking over this instead of, like people having to speak over this situation for me. I am so grateful to be alive, and I am so grateful to be sharing my story, and that maybe you will take the story into consideration if you are experiencing similar experiences. Like, domestic violence happens so much, and it starts off small, but it can always lead to bigger things. So please take care of yourself and your family members. and don't ever take domestic violence as a joke. Thank you.
Alright, bitches, here I am. I got another one. Okay, and this is the time that my friend got beat up at work. So, yeah. Anyway, yes, we worked at the same job. So, alright, so this happened a couple years ago, like 2023. And I worked at this diner. And honestly, everybody that worked there was pretty cool for the most part. But there was 3 other girls that I used to always hang with. And I guess we somewhat made a friend group, you know? Like, I guess they used to hang out all the time, but you know, I just attract. So yeah, I just ended up hanging out with the girls too, you know? It was my birthday. We all went out for my birthday. You know, nothing major. We would do fucking shrooms together. We would do fucking 3-man. We would just go outside. We would just do a bunch of shit, okay? All your typical young bitch shit when nobody had no kids. Okay, so this was a shift that I was not working. But my other friend that was also friends with us happened to be there too. So like I said, everybody at the job was cool. The girl my friend that got beat up, we just gonna call her Pink. I don't know why, but we just gonna call her Pink just because my bonnet is pink. So Pink had a smart ass mouth. Pink used to always, like, she was just one of those girls, like one of those black girls that was a little bougie, but like always had some slick shit to say. And just, you know, I feel like these days don't nobody want to admit that they not hard. Everybody want to act like they hard when really it's like, just be yourself, twin. Anyway. Like, for real, everybody want to act like they can fight. Everybody want to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's just not cool, I guess, to be yourself. I don't know. So, like I said, it was kind of like a family there. Like, all the co-workers kind of knew each other and would kind of be like, you know, but everybody was kind of used to each other, for real. Now, the girl who beat her up, I'm not going to call her the big girl because she wasn't, like, huge or nothing. She's, you know, bigger than this girl, but she's not big. So V had ordered some Caribbean food, and she was getting her money back from everybody at the end of the night. During the shift, she had ordered some Caribbean food. She wanted her bread back. Pink, for some reason, was acting like she didn't have the money yet, and she was telling her to wait. She was saying that she didn't have, like, a way to send it to her, I guess Cash App or Apple Pay or whatever the case is, but also wasn't handing up the cash. So I'm guessing V decided that she's gonna go to the manager and be like, okay, just take it out her tip out. She's supposed to give you that money anyway. I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of bold. So at the end of the night, when she ended up pressing her and getting her money back, Pink was upset. Pink was mad. And V said, why are you acting like a broke ass bitch? Now, honestly, these is the 2 lines that really started the fight, and this is the main shit. It really don't matter. Once Pink was like, why you acting like a broke ass bitch, or acting like you don't make money, or, you know, things to that effect, Pink decides to say to V, it's not my fault you got 2 broke ass baby daddies, or you got 2 broke ass baby daddies. Once Pink said that, it was over with. V said, oh, no, bitch, you ain't about to play me like that. You ain't about to, and I talked to V, so this is exactly what she said she felt. She like, you know, we was friends, and I've been telling you, I tell you shit in confidence, and you say some shit like that to me. My broke ass baby daddies, what, bitch? Mind you, V has 2. So I know that shit probably hit home. So V is leaving before Pink, but V said, nah, I'm not leaving. So when she gets off work, or I guess she checks out for work, she goes outside, she goes across the street. Everybody knows that V and Pink was arguing, and they was talking that hot shit like it's about to be some shit going on. So the girls continue to work their shift. But guess what? Big V ain't go nowhere. Girl, you was not there. Big V said, oh yeah, I'm waiting on this bitch. I'm not playing. The co-workers can see Big V out the window, okay? The way the job is set up, you can see like some of the cars on the street. So they see her outside still looking like she is getting revenge. Like I said, I don't do all that motherfucking talking in them long ass videos. Ain't shit going past 5 minutes. Like, comment, and engage for the next motherfucking part. This shit should really be over in 3 parts, even though it got a little crazy. Like, I said that already, but so what? Y'all know what the fuck to go. Alright, bitches, I'm back with part 2, and this is the time that my friend got beat up at work. And y'all know we worked at the same job. So like I said last part, Big V was not playing. She was waiting outside. And the girls start to notice that she's waiting outside. Mind you, they done had this argument in front of everybody, so everybody is kind of anticipating what the fuck is gonna happen. They all want to see for real. Some people want to just stop it, whatever the case is. So my friend, she ain't about to look pussy. So she like, all right, I ain't about to run from no fight. As it's time to go, she gets on the phone and she's like talking to one of her friends, and she's like, yeah, girl, get my gun. She probably wasn't even talking to nobody. As she's going outside, the manager is telling my other two friends that are in the friend group, we just gonna call them Fifi and Malika because that's their damn name, and honestly the story ain't about them. So the manager, he tells Fifi and Malika, like, y'all go look out for Pink, like y'all go watch out for her, like, you know what I'm saying, y'all go out with her. Child, we got police and security in there, and he even was trying to, like, he asked her, was she okay walking out? She like, no, I'm good, I can fight. So she's not playing, you know, she's not giving up the act. She's still standing on her ground. So she walks outside, all ready to fight. Well, actually, I don't think she was ready to fight, but she was ready to talk her shit still. So she go outside, everybody following her. Big V is already, like, where Pink has parked. Like, she's already near in that area. So Big V say, hey, what was all that shit you was talking? What's all that shit you was talking? Pink said, you heard what I said. Shit, or maybe she said I said what I said. The point is, she stood on business. Big V, she really just want an apology. She genuinely just want the girl to take back her words. This bitch says it again. I said it's not my fault that you have two ass broke baby daddies. Two broke ass baby daddies. That's what she said. That's what she said. That. Me. Smack. Oh my God. She took that bitch and made change. Oh my God. She hit the girl. Obviously, like I said, Pink, it did not work out in Pink's favor. Some people was trying to stop it. Fifi, she was trying to stop it, but she was trying to hold her food at the same time. You know, people wasn't feeling sorry for her because they like, you know, she stood on what she said. So people wasn't feeling sorry for her. And then, mind you, she told even the police that, yeah, like, I can fight. Don't worry about me. The manager, he didn't even come outside because he said, hell no, we not with that ghetto shit. Eventually, you know, everybody and somebody mama got Big B off of that girl, you know. And Pink was just on the floor. She stood up. Her wig was gone. She had the braids. They was all over the place. People was talking about, oh, her braids matted. People worried about the wrong thing when you getting beat up. So anyway, she picking up change that she done lost out her bag. Mind you, Malika's holding her purse. She get up, she snatched her purse off Malika, hop in the car, and she drove the fuck off. You know, the whole friend group, we had each other location. She turned her location off. She did not want nobody to see where she was about to go. And I'm not about to do all that motherfucking talking. So please like, comment, and all that good shit, you feel me, for the next part. The next part really should be the end. Don't say a fuck thing about my hair, because guess what? When I get it done, y'all hoes in trouble. All right, part 3 about how my friend got beat up at work. And you know we worked at the same job. So after she picked up all her shit, zoomed off in her car, turned her location off, guess where this bitch went and drove? Guess. I'm just playing. She drove to the motherfucking police department, y'all. She drove to the police department, okay? And wrote a statement. See, nobody knew that she wrote a statement at first. So all everybody knew is this girl disappeared. She ain't say nothing, and that was that. She comes back up surface like an hour later, and she starts texting Fifi and telling her how, you know, this bitch fucked up my face. She sends the videos to Fifi, and she has a scratch all on both sides of her face. She sends her voice memos about like how she's feeling and how she feel like my face is my most important thing. Like, y'all know how I feel about my face. Like, girl, that shit was so goddamn funny. That shit's still funny to this day. What are you talking? Your face. And she not an ugly girl. She a cute girl, but like, it's like she a cute girl. It's the way she was popping it, like, you know, like my face is so important. That's how she kind of talked. Like, she talked like a white bitch, but she black. But she got a little, I don't know, like she tried to be hood a little bit. I don't know. So as she's telling Fifi all this stuff, sending all these messages, she proceeds to tell Fifi that, yeah, and I put you and Malika in the statement, so, you know, expected Fifi and Malika to be on her side. We don't do police bookie. I wasn't there, but I feel like if I was there, she would have known not to put me in no motherfucking statement. Because I was, come on now. And plus, we all work with the girl who beat her up. So it's like, it's not like we got beef with the girl just because she got beat up. But on some real shit, she was mad at everybody because I feel like she felt like wasn't nobody on her side. But when you write a statement, you make it hard for people to be on your side. So Big V had a warrant out for her arrest. And she actually did end up getting locked up months later. I guess after she got pulled over or something and she had that warrant out. Pink never took that shit back. Even after the fact of them both still going back to the job. But see, I'm moving too fast. After she wrote the statement, Fifi and Malika was like, listen, we got to have a meeting. So we all had a group chat. Fifi wrote in a group chat, yeah, we're going to have a meeting. She wanted to have a meeting about Pink because I guess everybody has something slick to say about Pink. Everybody has something to say about the Pink. I ain't really have too much to say. I just don't like how she be saying little slick shit or just trying to, you know. I don't like a bitch that try to pop it. I hate a passive-aggressive bitch. So anyway, we all link up. We go to Malika and Fifi house. And we had this little meeting. Pink was not having it. She was just real quiet and standoffish. Fifi and Malika let her know, like, you should have let us know that you were going to put us in a statement. I don't want to be in a statement. You know, honestly, I think Fifi and Malika didn't want to be in a statement because they would have had to go against Big V as well. So I feel like they didn't want to even have to be into that smoke. And then they didn't want their name attached to no police shit, you know? It was just going to make it look bad for them. After the meeting, Pink didn't have shit to say. She was really like very standoffish. She was playing her game, ignoring everybody. She left Fifi and Malika house, and then a little bit later she texted a message and said, I don't feel comfortable with how y'all all came at me, had a meeting about me, and so forth, so forth. So the bitch stopped being friends with everybody. Pink stayed out of work for a little bit. Big V stayed out of work for a little bit. They both came back to work on the same day. Big V was writing Pink messages on Instagram, texting her on Instagram. Pink blocked her. Pink was embarrassed. Pink was just not trying to be friends with her. Somebody that beat her up. I feel like she was traumatized. She wasn't even trying to remember none of this. So when they got back to work, Big V was still trying to be friends and friendly with her because they had been working together for years at this same place. So honestly, I feel like Pink, she was not trying to argue with her anymore at work, and she also was not trying to get into it with her all over again. She was just trying to avoid it. So Pink was still letting her talk to her and be cordial with her, and they was still walking around like they was cool. A little bit after, you know, they started getting more comfortable. I'm looking at them crazy as a motherfucker, because absolutely not. So yeah, like I said, I don't do all that motherfucking talking, but that's the end of the story. Conclusion is Big V did end up getting locked up a couple months after, and they was still working at the job. She wrote a statement, stopped being friends with everybody in the friend group. And that's pretty much the conclusion. Y'all go ahead and like, comment, and all that good shit, because I always got some more shit to say. And yeah, boom.
So, what do you guys think about this story time? I think, as far as first story time goes, I think that the boyfriend was just outright abusive. He was a domestic abuser, and he is a disgusting man, excuse for a man. I am not one of those who believes you shouldn't put your hands on a woman. I believe that you have the right to self-defense, but I do not believe that you have the right to offense. I don't believe that you have the right to go around just beating people, especially just because she decided to go ahead and get with another person, another man, during the time that you all were broken up. That's just senseless to me. And I hope that he went to prison for that, honestly, because he went on to stab her 22 times. You know, 22 times? Are you crazy, dude? She got all these marks. She can't work because she has injuries that are still lingering from that extremely traumatic incident. That is crazy. And she had, I think she said she had to go through with 2 surgeries. Oh my goodness. That is just, I mean, that's just nasty, man. Just a nasty human being, a nasty situation to be a part of. And I also want to say another thing. I do believe that men handle rejection pretty well. Most men do handle rejection well. In fact, I think that men handle rejection better than women. However, the men that don't handle rejection well, they handle it really bad. So bad, in fact, that it completely outshines and overshadows all of the men who get rejected every single day. Because they do crazy things like this. They'll go around and stab the woman 22 times, shoot a woman, kill a woman. And so they'll do all these things and they'll overshadow all of the men who do actually handle rejection fairly well. But let's go on to the second story time. The second story time, I don't blame Pink. She got her butt whooped. Yeah. And so she decided to not be friends no more. What did you think? You thought she was going to keep on being friends? She had a whole wig knocked off. Imagine getting beat so bad your wig get knocked off. And then Big V still trying to be a friend? Man, please, stop talking to me. Yeah, nah, he tweaking. So I'm not surprised at all. She decided to stop being friends with y'all. I'd have stopped being friends with y'all too. Shoot, just got my butt whooped and you sit here talking about some let's be friends. Talk about some keep sharing your location. We in the group chat. Man, please. Please, I'm not trying to hear anything like that. But regardless, what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me down in the comments below? Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on either of the story times. Thank you for tuning into this Clock Talk conversation. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.